To day 2 of the 30-day vocabulary challenge. Today, you're going to learn 7 vocabulary expressions that you just heard in the story. Like we did yesterday, I'm going to introduce the expression, give you a sample sentence, and I want you to be thinking about what you think the definition is. I want you to use your mind actively during this lesson to try to guess the definition before I tell you. All right, let's start with the first one. Vocabulary phrase number 1 is to take your business to the next level. We could introduce any other expression inside this: to take your baking to the next level, to take your gardening to the next level. But here we're going to be talking about business. What if I said this? If you want to take your business to the next level, I recommend taking some business classes. Well, here we're talking about making your business more successful, improving your business. You're going to take your business to the next level. We could use this for other things, like I just said. If you want to take your baking to the next level, I recommend purchasing a good baking cookbook to teach you the basics. Vocabulary phrase number 2 is all year round. Notice that this is not around, this is just round. All year round. Take a look at the sample sentence. It seems like you can watch sports on TV all year round because there's always some kind of sports event happening. This means throughout the entire year. You could watch a sports game in October, in July, in December, in May. It might be a different sport, but there are sports that are happening all year round. So in the story, Sarah asks Tony about the amount of money that he needs the restaurant to make. And when he tells her an amount, she asks, is that all year round or seasonal? This kind of shows that she knows a lot about the restaurant business because restaurants don't consistently make the same amount of money every single month. There are high seasons and low seasons. So when she asks this question, she's trying to see how much Tony really needs to make. And he says, yeah, it's not all year round. I don't expect to make $2,000 all year round. It's going to be different in the winter. Great question for him. Vocabulary phrase number 3 is to make it a goal. This is a fixed phrase that we often use. You could say, for example, before her wedding, she made it a goal to exercise every day so that she could fit in her wedding dress. She made it a goal. Notice that I used the word it here, but you probably know what it is because of the context of that sentence. I could have said, the woman made exercising every day a goal so that she could fit into her wedding dress, but instead I used the fixed phrase. She made it a goal to exercise every day. Okay, here we're using that fixed phrase all together. And this simply means that you're creating a goal, but this is a wonderful fixed phrase to use to talk about goals. In the story, Sarah said, all right, we are going to make it a goal to earn an additional $1,500 every month for the business. Great idea. Vocabulary phrase number 4 is there's nothing wrong with your car. Even the mechanic said so. When I took my car to the mechanic a couple months ago because there was a strange sound, of course, when the mechanic drove the car, the sound didn't happen. And he said, there's nothing wrong with your car. And this expression just means there's nothing causing a problem. There's nothing wrong with your car. Okay, it seems fine. And in the story, Sarah said, there's nothing wrong with the food that you serve. There's nothing wrong with your burgers. The reason your restaurant is not succeeding isn't because your burgers are terrible. It's probably some kind of marketing problems. There's nothing wrong with your burgers. Let's change some other stuff. Vocabulary phrase number 5 is, at least I like to think so. We could say, my child is really good at math. At least I like to think so. Here we're emphasizing that it might not be actually true, but I kind of hope it's true. I I think so. I'm not absolutely certain. So you're kind of using this phrase to make it a little bit softer what you're saying. So in the story, Tony said, "My burgers are pretty good. At least I like to think so." He's using this expression to be a little more humble. He's not saying, "My burgers are the best in the whole world." Instead, he says, "My burgers are pretty good. At least I like to think so." You could take out the word like and say, "At least I think so," but really the fixed expression here is, "At least I like to think so." At least I like to think so. I'm a little bit biased, but that's okay. Vocabulary phrase number 6 is to put a lot of time and effort into something. This is an example of a great phrase that is pretty long, but when you use it all together, it just sounds so beautiful. For example, you could say, "I put a lot of time and effort into the presentation, and it was actually successful." I hope that you are putting a lot of time and effort into this English course so that you can level up, take your vocabulary to the next level. This expression means you're working hard and you're spending a lot of time on something. You put a lot of time and effort in something. In the story, Tony says to Sarah, "Wow, you really put a lot of time and effort into coming up with all of these ideas to make my restaurant better." That's a really nice way to appreciate someone's work because she probably did, and he's acknowledging that with details. "Wow, you put a lot of time and effort into helping me. Thank you." The 7th and final vocabulary phrase for today is to take the initiative. This is kind of a long word to pronounce, so before we explain it, let's break down the pronunciation. Take the initiative. Notice that there's a sh sound in the middle, even though there's no S. Take the initiative. Take the initiative. What does this mean? Well, take a look at this sentence. "I was so proud when my son took the initiative to do the dishes, even though I didn't ask him." This means he's solving a problem without really being pushed too much. He's deciding to do the dishes, even though I didn't say, "Do the dishes, don't forget to do the dishes, please do the dishes." No, he saw the dishes were dirty and he took the initiative. In my opinion, this is the number one skill that you can offer a business when you work for them. Take the initiative. When there's a new project that needs someone to help and that is your expertise, take the initiative. "I'll do it." If someone needs help in some other way and you say, "Hey, I can help you," this is a great way to be a valuable employee, a helpful coworker. Taking the initiative is really important. And in the story, Tony said to Sarah, "Thank you for taking the initiative to help my business." She came up with a big list of ideas. She's willing to help. Tony isn't pulling her and saying, "Come on, please help me, please help me." No, she's ready. She has a list. She is taking the initiative to help him. And you are too. You are taking the initiative to improve your English skills. Congratulations. Alrighty, the next step is to take the vocabulary quiz below this lesson so that you can really try to reinforce remembering these vocabulary phrases. And after that, you can answer the daily question. The daily question is this: when was the last time that you had to put a lot of time and effort into something? Let us know in the comments, and I can't wait to read what you have to say. I'll see you there. Bye.